After Socrates won, Athens lost its genius, its daemon. Here is the golden age they erased. Pre-oligarchic Athens birthed wonders that have never been surpassed in human history. The Athenians pioneered science. Anaxagoras called the sun a fiery rock and explained what causes eclipse by his observations. Athens advanced medicine through Hippocrates, who founded a rational, ethical approach to healing based on observation and natural causes, established a legacy that still shapes medical science today. Athens revolutionized art, putting the human back into the center of human existence. They developed a classical architectural style of openness, especially the Doric and the Ionic orders marked the symmetry, proportion, and balance. The Golden Age of Athens produced iconic architecture like the Parthenon by Athenian, Socrates, and Theaetetus, while the sculptors like Phidias, Protagoras, and Myron elevated Greek art through idealized and dynamic representation of the human nude form. But the greatest achievement of ancient Athens was in their playwrights, their tragedies and comedies. Their playwrights, Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes, wrote the best plays ever. These plays were not just for entertainment, but these were for psychological health. For example, Sophocles talked about the Oedipus complex, where people have these shadow works that are from very young impressions that control their lives. Another play that deals with shadow work was Euripides' Bacchae, where Dionysus shows the dangers of fascism trying to suppress party. In these plays, they were able to take perspectives other than themselves and put their place in other people's shoes, thereby gaining empathy without actually going through the experience themselves. For example, the Athenians could empathize with the Trojan women and Euripides, the Trojan women. Or in Medea, where Jason discovers the scorn of a woman, how emotions, irrationality, and love play in an intermixing train of tragedy. Or Aristophanes' Lysistrata was written during the Peloponnesian War, which take a point of view of the women of Athens as they try to prevent war by going on protests against their husbands. In the Lysistrata, they set up an equal society, almost like a communist society, where everyone is equal. Aristophanes is probably the first feminist, where he empowered women when they took over the Acropolis to make the men stop fighting. Unlike today, where everything has to be a happy ending, the tragedies of ancient Athens was a place where you could feel the pain and suffering and the purposelessness of life, and still, at the end of the night, feel better than you were before. These plays were not like the Disneyland happy endings today, where there's only one truth that you're trying to get and there's a clear sense of good and evil. No, they were very much more complex than that. Instead, there was more than one right answer, and that usually it did not end in happiness for everyone. The great thing about the Sophists is they enabled the value of all perspectives. As Protagoras says, man is the measure of all things, of things that they are, and things that are not, that they are not. All this intellectual endeavor flourished under open debate, which the Sophists defended. Athens didn't lose the Peloponnesian War because of Sparta's greatness. They lost the war because of internal corruption led by Socrates. The oligarchical coup replaced open debate with censorship. Plato's school replaced the Agora's free-for-all with doctrine. Freedom would be replaced by Plato's republic, a superstructure of culture that reinforces the slave-master relationship that exists to this very day. If you've been watching these videos, please like it and even comment and share it with a friend who also likes history or philosophy. I really like to have a philosophical dialogue with you all, so if you have any challenges or ask questions about my sources or just questions about history or philosophy, please let me know. Thank you for participating.